Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Fred, and today is TPT Tuesday. And this is where I share with you what I made on Teachers Pay Teachers and other side hustles that I'm working on. So, yeah, that's what I'm up to. And so, if that's what you're interested in, please stick around. I'm going to go over my TPT earnings for the week first, and then I'm going to talk about other streams of income and things that I'm doing to make money and answer some questions that people had. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's get started right away with the TPT income. So this week was a very slow week and I made $9.12. There was a point in time where this would have made me feel sad, but I'm learning to take it all in stride. Last week I had a $60 week. This week I have a $9 week. I've had $0 weeks before now. So I'm not feeling emotionally affected by this like I think I would have in the past. And by past, I mean recent past, because I've only been on TPT for the last 3 months. I started on January 1st. So it's just pretty chill. So I'm taking it all in stride, as I said. Um, as you can see, last Tuesday, I didn't sell anything, nor did I sell anything Wednesday. I sold one product on Thursday, nothing on Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, I sold one product. And then Monday, I sold one product, but it was a little mini bundle. So that's what I have sold this week. And, I would like to sell a little something every day, but I also know that occasionally I have those big spikes where someone buys a large bundle or two. So I'm just gonna take it all in stride. My earnings for the month so far, $71. I am behind where I was at in February for earnings. But considering I didn't sell anything for like 2 weeks in a row, I feel pretty okay about it. And then my total sales for the month so far have been $88.80. Of course, this is what it equates to my take home. So my take home has been $368 year to date that I've earned. So what am I doing with my TPT money? You might be wondering. For me personally, I am just squirreling it away. So I'm trying to save up. I would like to buy a property in the Denver area soon, and that's very expensive. So I'm just trying to pad out my savings account. So right now, I think a lot of people are motivated financially with TPT for different reasons. Some people want to save up for vacations. Some people want to do remodels on their home. Some people just want to have coffee money. For me, I'm like determined not to touch it because it's such a unguaranteed amount of money right now. I'd rather just squirrel it away and save it up for something really special. So I don't even include any TPT money in my other income, or I don't think about it for spending money or how I budget. It's just not a part of my income. That being said, I would like to scale this up and grow it so I can continue to earn more. And have it be a legitimate side hustle. So let's look at traffic really quickly. So I've had a lot of you guys come and peek at my store. So thank you for doing that, especially those of you who are following my store. I don't really know if following the store does anything at all, but it does feel nice to have those followers. And I don't necessarily look at the amount of followers that people have when I look at products. However, it does kind of help me to see what people like. So for example, I follow an English teacher who has like 20,000 followers. And when I was first looking for products, I was like noticed that she had a lot of followers and a lot of sales, and so she was reputable. And obviously I understand new sellers come out all the time and they're coming out with really fantastic products, but I do think that even if it doesn't actually help and generate sales, the followers at least help people to see this appearance of um, credibility, whether it's true or not. So can't be mad about it. But yeah, so I feel pretty good about that. So thank you very much for following my store. And then let's just look at for the month where people are coming from. So for the month, it looks like my sales are coming from people searching me and that's about it. So that's okay. Um, I think that, oh, link in bio, someone visited from my social media. That's exciting. So, um, I think it's nice to just have people coming and looking. That makes me feel really good. And, um, and hopefully that helps. Now, in terms of what that does for my conversion, I think it really, really helps um my conversion when something happens, like for example, MissFred.net, what I've sold from my blog, has a 40% conversion. So that means that almost half of the people who clicked on the product from my blog came to the website. So that makes me feel really good. Yeah. And let's just see how many followers I have, shall we? So I have 20 followers. This is like very exciting. I'm still stuck at 72 products. I do want to get up to 75 by the end of the month, so I've got another week to do that. That was the goal, was to get up to 75. Technically, I'm way ahead of schedule because my original goal was to be up to 50 products by March, but I keep kind of adjusting the goal as I go. And so now 75 is the number for March. I have not made TPT my priority. And that's just because I have other streams of income and busier seasons in life. This is one of my busier seasons. And so that's what I'm focused on. And those other streams of income are kind of guaranteed paychecks right now, whereas TPT is all a gamble right now. Hopefully, eventually, I'll feel a little bit more stable in it, but I have to kind of go where the money goes. So what have I been doing to earn extra money? The first thing that I've done is my dossier. So in the state of New Mexico, where I'm technically employed, even though I live in Colorado, in order to advance as a teacher, you don't um just get raises like normal with years of service. You are in a specific level and then you can advance in a couple of ways, but the main way is through a dossier. So a dossier is like a document that is very, very long. There are 3 strands to it, and each of them have to do with just demonstrating through examples and teaching how you teach, how you differentiate products differentiate assignments for students. And show what resources you use, and you have to basically write this long paper. So one strand is of mine dossier ended up being like 30 pages long. The second strand ended up being like maybe 35, 36 pages long, and then the third strand was maybe like 20 pages long. So we're looking at a good 75 page or more document. What I will say is TPT has helped me a lot in that I've mentioned this before, but TPT is making me a better teacher because it's helping me to think about maybe some gaps were in my teaching, and also the products that I create. I want them to be not just good enough for me and good enough for my students, but I want to meet the needs of the other teachers as well. So whereas prior to this, I would have like taken an idea for an assignment and gone this far. Through TPT, I take it to the next level. Add in pieces, try to bring in different types of learning and different types of assessment and different types of learning strategies. For example, before TPT, I never ever taught with Cornell notes. I just never did. It wasn't something that I used. It's not something that's typically used in music, but I figured, music is history, music is there's a lot to write about, and there's great ways to learn, and Cornell notes are a proven technique and tool to help teachers more effectively communicate and keep students engaged and on task. So these engagement strategies, I'm trying to pour those into my TpT store, and it's improving my teaching. So it was kind of fun doing my dossier and using my products as evidence of things that I'm doing in my classroom. So once that dossier goes through, so again, in the state of New Mexico, you do this dossier and then you pay a fee. It's like $320 For those of you who are teachers, like how crazy it is in other fields. You wouldn't have to pay a fee to get a raise, but welcome to education. So yes, I pay my $320, submit this document. It goes to the state licensure for approval. They will give me feedback and ask me to make changes or not, and then I will get a raise. So that's one thing I'm doing to earn extra money. That was a very extensive process, and that is what was taking up all my extra time. I was making sure that I did a fantastic job on that document rather than pouring in my free time into Teachers Pay Teachers. Another stream of income that I have is a choir that I conduct. And there are busier and less busy seasons. We're entering the busy season for this choir. I've told you about my Treble Festival before that I'm doing with them, but I am trying to put on this new festival, and it's a passion project for me. But I do get paid a little bit to be the conductor of this choir. And so I have to plan rehearsals and um, do marketing things, and there's all kinds of responsibilities that come with running a choir. If you're a music teacher, you know. And then another stream of income I have is directing musicals. So this musical that I'm doing specifically is a review show, and it's derived by me specifically for these kids using different songs. And so it's a fun because it's tailor-made for these students, so everything fits them really well. But that's a lot more work than just buying a show and then performing the show, because I had to pick out all the music. I'm doing all the choreography. I'm putting the story together and all of that stuff. So that is really fun. But I'm the director, choreographer, costumer. Like, I'm doing a lot of the heavy lifting on that. And I do have a fantastic set designer team, and the choir director at the school that I'm doing the musical at is also fantastic. So it's a great team of people. But that's some additional stream of income for me. And then, as I've mentioned before, I teach adjunct at 2 universities in the theater department. So, um, if you are a theater person or interested in theater, I am planning on adding theater and musical theater to my uh, product lines, but I'm focused on music. I made a plan for all of the music things that I want to make. In fact, let me show you what that looks like, because I think that some of you will find it interesting how I organize my ideas um, within Teachers Pay Teachers. So this is my Teachers Pay Teachers. Let me share the screen again. This is my Teachers Pay Teachers Google Drive. And so right now I'm planning to do a music niche, a SEL niche, which I have, and then eventually a theater niche. So within my music niche, these are the units that I'm planning to do. So I've already done world music. I have to just do an exam and a wrap up for that. My seasonal assignments are music things that are related. So I didn't get them up for this March, but I'm doing some March things right now that will go out for next year. And then I did Valentine's Day. I'll do Christmas things in there. And those will be, I do my seasonal stuff. Social justice. I have done one social justice um, product so far, which is the music of the civil rights movement, which was really fun. I did this for MLK, and this is one of my favorite products. So it was really fun just seeing the kids learn this information. And we really like enjoyed that. And then music theory and fundamentals. So my web quests are housed in there. Jazz, that's where I've put the bulk of my work into, because that's what I was teaching. So I have my jazz printables, and then I have my jazz appreciation slides. So that's where those are housed. I hope you all are finding this interesting, just how I organize my plans. So most of these are empty still, but I have a little bit of things in here, maybe some notes, but these are with the niche within the niche that I'm going to write in. So next fall, I will begin by teaching in chronological order Western classical music. So over the summer, I'm going to work on medieval, and then I will move on to Renaissance and Baroque, classical, romantic, so on and so forth, to where I have that. So I started with jazz and world music and social justice music, because that's what I teach in the spring. So just to give you an idea of where my brain's at in terms of teaching music. And then I've had the question before, are you going to make English products? Because I am also an English language arts teacher. And right now, the answer is no. That's for two reasons. I'm relatively new to teaching English language arts, and I want to just kind of get things under my belt, see what products are out there, actually use teachers pay teachers, because like I said before, I never really used it as a music teacher before, and I'm kicking myself because there's so many beautiful creative people in TPT. So I'm supporting other people's stores for my English teaching journey. And then when I have that light bulb moment where I need a product, but it doesn't exist, that's when I will probably start thinking about making English products. But as you can see, I've got a lot of plans. This is just my plans for music. It's not even beginning to touch my plans for theater or SEL. And I feel like music and theater kind of go a little bit more together, so it makes sense to put them in my store together, whereas English is really an outlier. So if I were to start making English products, I might do that in a different storefront. And I'm just not ready for that yet. So, other things that I'm up to, I'm making costumes for the show. So that is taking some time out of my schedule, but all of that is, I do get a salary for that side work. And I go to the school for a couple hours every day and do the musical, which is really fun. And then this isn't really a stream of income, but I think it's helped me a lot, and it might be a beneficial thing to you. So, because I have so many streams of income and I find it really difficult to manage, what's coming in, how much I make, um, and where the money is going, I just decided to make my life a little bit easier. So I have, one of my jobs like writes me a physical check every month. So I have a specific savings account that I deposit that into. And then I have others that are direct deposited. So my main income from my teaching salary, my full-time teaching salary, that goes into a bank account. And then all of my bills are kind of auto pulled from that, including my long-term savings and investments. Everything is pulled from that. And I was finding myself like being always checking, like, how much money do I have left? How much money do I have left? So now I don't worry about that at all. I just kind of keep track of things. And I opened up a specific spending account. So there are pros and cons to this, right? I have more than one account to keep track of. But in terms of my spending, it just helps me to visualize like, oh, well, you transferred, $400 into this, and that is for gas, groceries, food, restaurants, entertainment. So it has kind of kept me in check with things that I wanted to do, because I can look at that account and I'll let that one get to where I just only have a few $100s in it. And that is helping me to spend less money and to manage my spending more. When I was spending everything out of the same account, I was always like, struggling to be consistent with hitting my savings goals. And not to say that I don't have some of that automated, but I do. But it just is easier now that it's like I'm setting a specific spending amount, and then I can kind of go like, oh, I really need new AirPods. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to wait till next month, that kind of thing. Or I really want to try this restaurant, but I also want to go see a musical. Well, I can't afford to do both. So that's just helping me having an account just for spending. And that's helping me to feel like I have a lot more money, even though I don't actually have that much more money. So that is what I am doing financially. Book updates. I am reading The Great Gatsby for the first time because I'm teaching The Great Gatsby right now. So I'm really enjoying that. And I think it's pretty cool. And I'm excited like watching my students read it and answer questions and see what they think about it. And then I haven't started this yet, but I bought The Midnight Library. One of my close English teacher friends told me that this would be a great book to teach to students. And I just want to read it before I teach it. So trying to keep up and like read ahead of the kids is kind of taxing. So I'm gonna be reading this as a potential to teach. Um, in the meantime, I haven't watched or haven't read Lessons in Chemistry yet. I just kind of at the end of the night fall asleep I did finish some audiobooks I was listening to. And does anybody just put on an old comfort book ever just because you just need a comfort book right now? So, my comfort book of the week was Twilight, and I am not even remotely embarrassed to admit that I love Twilight and am a full-on ratty. So, I really love it. I love the movies. The I love everything about it. I even have a hanging above me. I have a signed poster of Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart that my dad gave me. It's autographed. My dad gave it to me, and I was like, "Dad, this is amazing." So I have it hanging over my desk. But so that's what I was listening to this week. I just needed a comfort book. And so I read Twilight as a comfort book, just had it on in the background while I did other things. So yeah, that's what I read this week. Nothing new, nothing exciting. I've been just busy doing other things, so I just needed some background noise. Anyway, I hope you all are doing wonderfully well. I love it when you post things in the comments. It makes my day to see your comments. Thank you for posting your stores in the comments. I'm trying to go, anytime I get a comment for a store, I'm trying to go find your store on TPT and follow it, just to support you guys as well for supporting me, because I know a lot of people who are watching this are TPT sellers, or maybe eventually gonna sell on TPT. You might be lurkers. I know I lurked for about 6 months before I actually got on it. I watched a lot of these income things. So, if you're a lurker, just get started. Just do it. It's totally worth it. It's really fun. So, and the community is great. This is the only place on the internet I feel like I could just post videos of me talking about really crazy sensitive things, teaching, money, things that people get really riled up about, but nobody gets riled up here because everybody's kind of in the same boat as me. Um, and it's just a supportive community, and I really love that. So thanks for being great. All right, that's enough from me on TPT Tuesday. I'm gonna get something to eat, and then I'm gonna head off to my second job here in a little while. So have a great one, and I'll see you next time.